already I have written the applications which we want to discuss here. The first application is given is a vehicle along a horizontal circular track. We want to find out the maximum speed of that vehicle which is moving along horizontal circular track. Means the road is given in a circular track, circular form, but it is a horizontal one. It is a horizontal one. The second application is given well or wall of depth. We want to find out the minimum speed in this application. The third application is given as vehicle on a banked road. Now we know the banking of road, it is the concept which is a remedy for to move the vehicle with the maximum speed along a curved road. So this is the vehicle on a banked road. In this case, we want to find out these different speeds. That is the safe speed of the vehicle, maximum speed of the vehicle, and minimum speed of the vehicle. And the fourth application is given as the conical pendulum. We know what is meant by the pendulum, what is the simple pendulum, what is the seconds pendulum, what is the conical pendulum, and we are interested to find out the period of the conical pendulum. Okay, so we will start one by one here. So I want to explain the first application, that is a vehicle along the horizontal circular track. So for this application, we will form the one diagrammatic representation. The diagram is very important. So suppose here, if we consider, say this is the circular track and the vehicle is moving along this circular track. So suppose here if we consider, let it be this circular track, and our vehicle is moving along this circular track. So you will find here, suppose if we consider like this, so this distance, it is considered as the radius of the circular path. Radius of the circular path. Our vehicle is considered here, and this vehicle is moving along this circular track. So this vehicle is considered as a single particle, and you will find here the certain forces are acting on this vehicle when it is moving along the horizontal circular track. Now this is nothing but the center of this circular path, which is represented as C. For the simplicity, we can show the same diagrammatic representation like this, which is given in the textbook. So here we can consider, suppose let C be the center of this circular track, and the vehicle is considered here like this. So these are the tire of the vehicle which is in contact with the road, and let us consider this is the vehicle. Now when we consider about this is the vehicle, you will find this vehicle is taken along the horizontal circular track. The road is taken as the horizontal one. So in this case, the different forces are acting on this vehicle, and the first important force, which is nothing but the weight of the vehicle, it is acting in downward direction. The second force which you will find, which is acting in vertically upward and perpendicular to the road surface, it is called as the normal reaction. So you will find when the vehicle is along the horizontal road, the two forces, one is the weight acting vertically downward, second is the normal reaction vertically upward. These are two forces balanced with each other. One is vertically upward and another is vertically downward. Again, still there is a one force which is acting like the static force of friction. Static force of friction. Now this friction that is between the tire, surface of tire and the road, and it is acting along this tangential direction. So if you observe in the diagram, then you will find the such three different forces which are acting on the vehicle, and we are interested to find out the maximum speed of this vehicle. Maximum speed of this vehicle. Now if we know all these are the diagrammatic representation, you can remember all the notations like this. In figure we can write N like the normal reaction, mg like the weight, Fs it is nothing but the force of static friction. In the second diagram you will find C is the center of the circle, R is taken as the radius of the circular track. We are interested to find out the maximum speed. So if you observe in the diagram, you will get the important two relations. Now which are these two relations? You will find here the first relation, that is normal reaction is get balanced by weight. So one is vertically upward, another is vertically downward. So we can say this is the equation number 1. That is normal reaction is balanced with its weight. Secondly, if you observe this static force of friction, then this static force of friction is along the radius towards the center. Means if you observe in the second diagram, easily you can find out this force which is acting along the radius towards the center, and definitely this force is called as CPF, that is the centripetal force. That is the centripetal force. So this Fs, it is acting towards the center of this circular path, which is shown here also. So we can consider this Fs, it is nothing but the centripetal or the centrifugal force. Centripetal or centrifugal force. Now what is the role of this frictional force? It will prevent from skidding or slipping of the vehicle along the road, and we know the formula for the centripetal force, it is mv square upon r, or which is equal to mr omega square. Say this is equation number 2. Now you have the two equations from this diagrammatic representation. We are interested to find out the maximum speed of the vehicle. Now with the help of these two equations, we are going to find out the V, value of V, which you can observe here in equation 2. So we will take the certain processes. So here dividing equation 2 by 1 comma we get the division left hand side of equation 2 with the left hand side of equation 1. So you will get here Fs divided by N is equal to mv square upon r into mg is equal to mr omega square divided by mg. So dividing equation 2 by 1, you will get these are the steps. Now for this we can mention, suppose this is equation number 3. Now you will get these are the relations. Now from this relation you will find here, we want to find out this maximum velocity. So if we consider these two relations, then this maximum velocity is directly depends upon this force of static friction. Means if the force of static friction is maximum, then you can find out this maximum velocity. In the 11th standard we have find out about the frictional part. So with the help of the friction, that is a static friction, we know the relation. If it is the maximum, then this relation Fs maximum is equal to, it is a mu s into n. This relation already we have seen in the 11th standard. So this Fs, that is the static force of friction, it is a maximum which is equal to mu s into n. Now what is this mu s? We can say, suppose this is equation number 4, where this mu s, it is called as coefficient of static friction. Coefficient of static friction. Okay. So if you observe now equation 3 and 4 very carefully, I am going to use the first two ratios and I will find out the value of Vmax here. So from equation 3 and 4, if I take the ratio here, Fs max upon n, so you can put the value of mu s here. So for here, the first ratio I will make equal to the mu s, and here we can write Fs max and here we can write Vmax. So here from equation 3 and 4, from equation 3 and 4, from equation 3 and 4 what we can write? Fs max. So if it is a maximum divided by n, which is equal to mu s, which is equal to m v square max divided by r into mg. R into mg. Now if you observe here, then easily we can remove this m with this m, and if we take the cross multiplication of these two, so easily you can find out value of this. So you will find V max square, which is equal to, it is mu r g. It is mu r g. So we can take the square root on both sides and it will be the final equation, which is a very important. So you will get the final relation, that is V max is equal to under root of mu s r into g. So if you observe this relation, so this is very important relation, and by using this we can find out the maximum speed of the vehicle along this horizontal circular track. So it is the very simple explanation, and again from this equation it is clear that the maximum velocity is directly proportional to the mu s, which is called as the coefficient of static friction, because in this situation r and g are constant. R is taken as the radius of the circular path and g is taken as the acceleration due to gravity. We are interested to explain this second application, that is well or wall of death. We can draw the diagrammatic representation for this. Suppose if we consider, say this is wall or well, भिंत आहे किंवा विहीर आहे. Okay, so we can represent like this. So this is the lower part which you can observe. Similarly, we can show here the upper part which is shown like this. So you will find this is the diagrammatic representation for the veil or wall. Now when we consider about this, we want to find out the minimum speed. If we consider, suppose this is the vehicle and this vehicle is moving along such a way that it can complete the horizontal circle. Means if this vehicle is moving, you will find here this vehicle is moving along this circular track, and definitely this circle, it is called as the horizontal circle. So you will find here the vehicle which is shown here as a point mass. Suppose it is denoted with P. So you can remember here P, that is shown as the position of the vehicle. It is the position of the vehicle. Similarly, here we can show this is nothing but R, that is a radius of this cylindrical well or vertical cylindrical well. You can remember this. Now when we consider about the R is the radius, and here C is taken as the center of this vertical cylindrical wall. We want to find out what will be the minimum speed of this vehicle when it will complete such a type of the horizontal circle. Now you have seen this, the vehicle which is considered here, it must be stick to the wall. Then and then only, without a slipping, without a skidding, it can complete such a revolution. Okay. So if we consider this, then we want to consider the different forces acting on this vehicle. So you will find again the one very important, that is the weight of the vehicle. It is acting along the wall in vertically downward direction. Secondly, you will find there is the one force which is acting in upward direction. Now if you observe very carefully, then this force is nothing but the static force of friction. So it is denoted as Fs, which is called as the static force of friction. It is between the tire and this ball. So this is the static force of friction, which can prevent from the skidding of vehicle or slipping of vehicle in a downward direction. So it will pull the vehicle in the upward direction. Similarly, this is the circular motion. So definitely there is one component which is acting in this direction perpendicular to the wall, and we know this component is the normal reaction. This component is normal reaction. So this will get the diagrammatic representation. So you will find this is a vehicle, one force is acting in upward direction, another force is acting in the downward direction, and third force is acting along the radius towards the center of this cylindrical way. Now again, if you observe, the vehicle is moving along the horizontal circle. It is a prevented skidding because of this static force of friction, and a normal reaction, it is also along the radius towards the center. So definitely from the figure we can make a certain equations which will give you idea about that for to find this minimum speed or minimum velocity. Now from diagrammatic representation we know this weight which is acting in vertically downward and this force of static friction which is acting in upward direction, it will get balance. It will get balance. So the first equation you will find here, mg is equal to fs. Say this is equation number 1. That is a weight which is balanced with the static force of friction. What will be the second condition, second equation? This normal reaction. Now this normal reaction, if you observe, it is along the radius towards this center. So this will get balanced with the centripetal force or centrifugal force. So we can write here, it is a balance with centripetal force, and we know the relation for centripetal force. It is mv square upon r or mr omega square. So this is the second equation. So you will get the two equations. Now with the help of these two equations, we can find out the minimum speed which is required here. So if you observe, here is v, that in equation 2. So again we can think about this. Now when we consider about this minimum speed, then you have to remember that force of friction is, for the minimum speed, the force of friction is always less than or equal to mu Sn. So to find the minimum speed, you should remember this is the condition. This is the condition to find the minimum speed of the vehicle. What is the condition? This static force of friction, it must be less or equal. It must be less or equal this mu s into n. So this is the condition. And by using this condition, we can find out the V minimum. We can find out this V minimum. Okay. Now here again we know this mu s, it is called as coefficient of static friction. Coefficient of static friction. Coefficient of static friction. Now we can put the values. We can put the values here in equation 3 from equation 1, because Fs is equal to mg, and similarly we can put the value of n from equation 2. Okay. So here let it be 3. Putting values from 1 and 2 in equation 3, we get. Putting values from equation 1 and 2. So what will be the next step? Fs, you will find there will be mg which is a less than or equal to. We can put the value of mu s and we can put the value of n. Now we are interested to find the value of velocity. So we can put this, it is mv square upon r. Now here also you can mention that we are going to use the condition of the minimum velocity. So we can remember here, we can write it is a minimum, V minimum. And now we are interested to find out that value. So we can keep this V minimum at one side and we can move like this. Before that, we can cancel out this m along both the sides. So if we rearrange like this, so r is get shifted here, so it will become rg and mu s will get here. So you will find here the relation V minimum square. V minimum square, it is greater than or equal to. It is greater than or equal to. This relation will become Rg upon Mus. Rg upon Mus. So we can take the square root on both sides and it will be the final relation. This final relation is written as V minimum is equal to, it is under root of, this is under root of Rg upon mu s. So you will get, this is nothing but the final relation.